Tonight's homework for 1.6 students are going to be working on changing place value by 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000 more. We practiced this today in class by thinking about place value and using place value discs. So the first thing that students want to do is they're going to want to label the place value chart. They can do that with a simple initial, so ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, oops, hundred thousands, and millions. Once they do that, they want to first start by putting the number into the correct place. So here they're practicing the skills of changing word form, expanded form, or even unit form into standard form. So it says for students to put discs. They can also write the value, whichever works best for them. So for me, on this example, I'm going to write the values. So I first see 560, and I see that's in the thousands place. So I'm going to write 560. I see that's thousands. And then I have here 313. So I'm going to write 313. This problem is asking me to make it 100,000 less. So I see the digit in the hundred thousands place, and I see it's a 5. To make it 100,000 left, I would go one less and make that digit 4. Nothing else in the number changes. Everything remains the same. So my new number is going to be 460,313. When students use the place value chart, it saves them this process of writing out a number model in a traditional subtraction problem. This is actually what we did, but we see none of these digits change, and the only part that changes is in the hundred thousands. The place value chart allows them to see that in a different way. So doing the same thing for part B, focusing in that it's going to be 10,000 more of the digit there. On problem C, we worked on this today in class. They're giving you two numbers and asking you to tell how much more or less it is. The strategy that students learned today in class was to put both numbers into the chart. So if I break this chart into two places and I put in the first number, and I want to compare that to this number, students are going to want to find the place value where they see a different digit. So in this case, I can see it's here. So this top number, how it compares to this number is it's more. How much more is it? So students are going to say it changed one digit. They should have written out the place values so they can see it. They can see that it changed by 100,000. It's 100,000 more, so they would write that here, 100,000 more. They can visually see it in the place value chart. Part 2, the thing that we asked students to do today in class was to underline how much it was changing by. And again, you'll see, I said in the beginning that we're talking about 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000 more or less. So underlining that. Once students do that, they should be able to find the digit in that place. So in this case, the first one, 100,000 more, this doesn't have any in the hundred thousands because it only goes to the 10,000s place. So they would add 1 to the hundred thousands. Everything else remains the same. In this problem, C, they'd find what's in the 10,000s place. You see it's a 4, so it's 10,000 less. Well, 10,000 less than 40,000 is 30,000. So we know they have 839,000, and they can see how these digits remain the same, and this was the digit that changed. So do the same for B and D. When students get here, they're finding the change in value. So we see here that the value is the same in the hundred thousands, same in the 10,000s, but we see a difference in the thousands place. It's a difference of 1. So we know that if it's a difference of 1, they've added 1,000. On the next page of homework, students here are looking at the pattern. And again, what we discussed in class is finding the digit that's changing each time and then determining the pattern. So if we come down here to C, we can look at this one together. I can see that all the digits are the same except I see the digit changing in the hundred thousands place. I can see it's increasing every time by 100,000. So knowing that, students should be able to write the next value and then explaining how they found their answer so they can show that place value chart like they used on the front. They can show an addition or subtraction problem. Any of those work. All right, on problem 4, a word problem, been encouraging students to read and underline key ideas. So here we see Charlie's earned an annual salary of $54,098. At the beginning of 2013, Charlie's salary was raised by $10,000. So raised, we know, is an addition of $10,000. Thinking about where he started and having students solve this using the last methods that they've seen at the top of the page.